So a question I get often is, what's the difference between Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Gracie Jiu Jitsu? Now, it can be a controversial topic. People may have different ideas. Awesome, have all the different ideas. From my perspective, basically what the difference is Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, of course, came from Brazil. And while it was in Brazil, the Gracie family stylized their own approach to training, teaching methodology, fighting, and they really prized function over everything else, practical application, and they matched style versus style. And it's been proven time and time again that jiu-jitsu is one of the most effective things you can possibly learn for one-on-one combat, self-defense, and what it teaches you. So the Gracie Jiu Jitsu traditionally will have a high-level focus on self-defense first. So it's how not to get punched, kicked, taken down, picked on, bullied, how to get out of surprise attacks, things like that, things that an assailant would do to you more so outside of an academy than in the ring. And of course, it's very fight-focused though, which is why it's so effective in MMA. Even to this day, there's a remarkable amount of practitioners that do MMA that study under the Gracie Jiu Jitsu family lineage. And Brazilian Jiu Jitsu really now is most often referred to as the sportive approach to it, which is awesome. I mean, if you want to compete, you should do it. You just have to know what the rules are. And so the rules kind of determine which one you're really doing. So the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu typically has rounds, time limits, rules, depending on your belt skill level and age. And then the self-defense, which it does not mean don't compete. It means compete, but just understand that a person may have a weapon. They may try to hit you, strike you while you're up or down, against a wall, between two cars, in a parking lot. Maybe it is in a ring. But if you do jiu-jitsu only and you have no consideration for strikes, impacts, or weapons, then it's more Brazilian jiu-jitsu. If you account for those things, even on occasion, it's more in line with the philosophy of the Gracie Jiu Jitsu. And you know, if you have children, for me, I want them to learn how not to get bullied, picked on, and get in a fist fight in their life first before I want them to learn how to fight in the ring. And so, you know, those are just some basic differences, and the conversation can go on forever, but I think that's a good discernment between the two. Sport rules, time frames, weight limits, specific rule sets based on rank, and then of course, really no rules and time limits. But you have to keep it real and you have to train like that too, because the way you train is the way you perform, and you have to be brought up in a good, healthy, technical, but tough environment, not rough and reckless and disrespectful. And I think that's the difference.